This is Home Science, class 12th, and the chapter is Food Quality and Food Safety. The objectives of this chapter are to make the learner to be able to understand how foodborne illness occur, to explain the importance of various issues related to food safety and quality, then to know national and international food standards and their role, to understand food safety management system, and to be acquainted with various career options in this area. So basically we will be dealing in this chapter with the quality of food and safety of food. We all know that our health depends to a large extent on the type of food we consume. If we consume healthy food, our health will be in good state, and otherwise we will be suffering from various foodborne diseases like diarrhea, etc. So it is very important to ensure the quality and the safety of food, especially in today's time, in modern time. Earlier, all the food items, snacks, other dishes, they were prepared at home only in a healthy and hygienic environment. But these days, because of the changing lifestyle, with the advancement in technology and processing, good purchasing power, larger per capita income, and the increased consumer demand have led to a variety of products of processed foods. Okay, and food for health, functional foods are being manufactured. So it becomes very important to ensure the quality of such foods which is manufactured and distributed to distant places that might affect the health of the individuals. So we should know that the quality of foodstuff, whether it is raw or processed, is of public health concern and must be taken care of. Alright. And in India also, in our country also, we see many cases every day. They are due to the bad or poor food quality that affects their health. So it becomes important because of the factors that are following. They are because of changing lifestyle and eating habits, food items that are prepared much in advance, then spices that are used, they earlier they used to be dried, ground at home in small quantity only, but now they are also prepared in much in advance and they are packed. So that also may be harmful in our life. Okay, condiments, oil seeds, earlier they were processed in small quantity at homes only, but in today's world, pre-packaged individual spices, condiments in powder form, and they are in demand, especially in big cities and metros. All right. Besides this, logistics governing transport of bulk food, transportation of bulk food, that is also quite complex. And there is a long gap between processing and consumption because they are processed at one place and distributed for the consumption, or they reach the consumers far off. So during that time period also, there are chances that that food may become poisonous or causing health problem. So the risk assessment and safety management during mass production and mass distribution is quite critical. Besides these, Microbial adaptations, antibiotic resistance, altered human susceptibility, and international traveling, they have all contributed to increasing incidence of foodborne microbial diseases. All right. Then, most importantly, India, that is a signatory of the World Trade Organization, means that is also a member of WTO, which provides greater access to the world market and opportunities to all countries to enter international trade. So in India also exports, imports foodstuff also along with other things. So in this scenario, it has become essential for every country to protect the safety and quality of food and to ensure that the imported foods are of good quality and safe to eat. All right. Then these food manufacturers are required to meet the given standards of quality and safety. Then they have to test their food products regularly. Besides them, pollution in atmosphere, soil and water, including use of pesticides in agriculture, they also cause contamination. And moreover, the use of preservatives, additives, and colorants, flavoring agents, and other substances like stabilizer, which is used in making desserts, ice creams, etc. So they are also what they also act like agent to cause food poisoning. So all because of these factors, it has become very important to see that the food, especially the processed food, must be safe and good quality, of good quality. Now the basic concepts are like food safety, which means the assurance that the food will not cause any harm to the consumers, and it is also defined into two parts: toxicity and hazard. These are two different terms. Toxicity is the capacity of a substance to produce harm or cause harm or injury of any kind under any condition. Okay, toxicity means it will cause harm even if it is used in a proper way. Whereas hazard is the relative probability of injury or harm, okay, that will result when the substance is not used in a prescribed manner and quantity. All right, so these hazards can be physical, chemical, and biological, causing adverse effect on the health of the consumer or the person who eats. Now, physical hazard is any kind of material which generally is not found, but sometimes incidentally or accidentally it is found in food items, and they will cause harm to the person or it will cause injury. For example, small pieces of wood, stone, parts of pests, hair, etc. Now we take the example of chemical hazards. Chemical hazards, as the name suggests, are caused by the chemicals that are used in various forms like pesticides, chemical residues, toxic metals, preservatives, food colors, etc. Next is biological hazards. Hazards, these are the living organism and include microbiological organisms that are associated with food and cause diseases, and they cause foodborne diseases. So these are of two types. Foodborne diseases from microbial pathogens are like that: infections and poisoning. Alright, so in this way we see that the food that we are consuming, especially in modern time that may cause our health in different ways and because of different reasons, like food infection or food poisoning. That results because of the live pathogenic organism. All right, and that is quite common, and the example is salmonella. Okay, that exists in the intestinal tract of animals. So if the animal is infected with this pathogen, and if we consume raw milk and eggs, they can also cause the food infection or food poisoning. Although this is destroyed if the food is cooked properly and heated. However, inadequate cooking or improper cooking or undercooking allows some organism to survive. Alright. So we have to see that the food is purchased from reliable shops, that we will see in other part of the chapter also, and we take proper care of the hygiene, and the food handler must follow all the hygienic rules. All right, and then next is food intoxication. They cause intoxication in the food, and although we cannot see them because the food is not smelling and it is not looking like it is intoxicated, but when it is consumed, it is what? It is responsible for causing health problem. All right, and because of such organism, because they exist in air, dust, water, nasal passage, throat, and on the skin. So the people who carry these organisms, they contaminate food, and if they touch these places on body while food handling, so it can cause problem. And diarrhea is also one of the symptoms of this contamination. Thank you. Next we'll do in the next lecture.